In the next segment, we're going to talk about winning career fairs. Now, I know all of you guys know what career fairs are. Most of you probably don't like them, but they are a necessary evil in the process of identifying opportunities and establishing and building your networks. Career fairs, if you think about it, is a lot like kind of like a preseason scrimmage game, right? It's in a controlled environment. You'll get the opportunity for live involvement. It kind of counts, but then it kind of doesn't. It kind of doesn't count, but it's meaningful, right? And you won't necessarily win the job in the career fair, but you can definitely lose it, okay? So you better be ready. Understand attitude is super important, okay? First impressions. You got to have your tools ready. So your podium and your resume, okay? As well as your elevator pitch, as well as checking your external energy level. There have been many times where I've been at career fairs and people walk up to you, they don't make eye contact, and they have kind of like a horrible handshake, or they're not dressed very professionally, and you're like, what? And they're out, okay? So just make sure you don't allow that to happen. So here are tips to winning career fairs. Number one, do your research, right? So oftentimes, before you go to a career fair, there's a list of the companies that are attending. Look at that list, identify who they are, and identify what they do, okay? And try to create a little bit of a strategy of how you're going to work the career fair. You don't necessarily have to go table to table. I mean, that's okay too. But I think if you can kind of earmark or kind of identify what are the key companies that you really, really want to engage with, that is super important. Now, with that said, and if it's possible, if you understand who is going to be there, the company representative who's going to be there, then go and research them too, right? Go look at them on LinkedIn, go identify how long have they been there, okay? What has been their career path? Maybe they've even been a student athlete, okay? So look for commonalities between their background and yours, but definitely go and check out the connection or the person who's going to be representing that company at your career fair. Number two, positive energy, right? I have been at career fairs where people don't engage, they don't have eye contact, they have a really bad handshake. That first impression and how you transfer positive energy to them in the first 10 seconds is everything. Make sure that you've got your energy level high, but also that you're super confident in that elevator pitch so you can start into your story. I would lead with the elevator pitch or kind of your foundation. Remember, it's like who you are, what are you doing, and what are you looking for? And then I would ask any interesting questions. So through your research, have you been able to formulate 2 or 3 questions that you might have for them that can be distinguishing, factors to help you stand out versus everybody else? So again, the goal isn't to get a job as much as it is to make an impression for a follow-up meeting. And lastly, to complete the winning approach to career fairs, get the contact information, share your podium, right? And establish a follow-up plan.